Why do some people rise effortlessly while others struggle endlessly, trapped in mediocrity despite their hard work? Ask yourself this. Are you one of those who simply follow the rules, wait for permission, and hope someone notices? Or are you ready to step into a mindset that commands results, influence, and power without apologies? Because the truth is harsh. Success is not about being nice. Being liked will never open doors for you. Being moral will never guarantee advancement. The world rewards decisiveness, strategy, and yes, calculated ruthlessness. Those who wait for recognition often watch the ruthless seize everything they could have had. Every opportunity you delay, every moment you hesitate, someone else is taking what should have been yours. You see, there's a hidden layer to life, business, and relationships. A layer most people will never even recognize. I call it the dark psychology of success. This is not a label, it's a tool, a precise set of principles that allows the few who understand them to move faster, think sharper, and dominate situations others only dream about. When you learn to apply these laws, you will stop being reactive and start being proactive. You will stop following and start leading. You will see the currents of human behavior and use them to propel yourself forward. Today, you will gain access to 12 exact laws that ruthless individuals live by. These are the rules that separate the mediocre from the unstoppable, the passive from the dominant. Every law is practical, actionable, and designed to accelerate results. We're not talking theory here. We're talking real influence, real power, real outcomes you can implement immediately. They say being kind pays off. But while you wait for praise, the ambitious are building empires, closing deals, and claiming victories that could have been yours. By the end of this video, you will see the world as it truly is, not as you hope it to be. And more importantly, you will know exactly how to take control. Imagine a life where hesitation is replaced by certainty, where fear is replaced by strategy, and where every move you make is designed to win. Ask yourself, are you playing to win or just playing to be liked? The 1% who dare to think this way already understand the value of acting decisively, of mastering human behavior, of turning every challenge into advantage. Most people will never see this world for what it is, and most people will never reach their true potential. But today, that changes for you. Every second you delay, someone else is seizing what could have been yours. It's time to step into the mindset of the ruthless, the strategic, the unstoppable. Like this video, if you're ready to stop waiting for life to happen to you and start making it happen for yourself, comment below. Are you ready to think like the 1%? You've seen it happen again and again. You put in the work, stay loyal, and play fair. Yet somehow someone else always gets ahead. The promotion you earned, given to the colleague who spent more time charming the boss than doing real work. The idea you shared in confidence, suddenly presented by someone else as their own. The people who seem to rise effortlessly aren't always smarter or more talented. They're simply more strategic. They understand a truth that most ignore. The world doesn't reward fairness. It rewards results. If you've ever felt that quiet frustration, the sting of watching others succeed while you stand still, you're not alone. Millions of ambitious people experience this same invisible ceiling. They work hard, but hesitate to play the game. They overthink when they should act, trust when they should observe, and avoid conflict when they should confront. They believe effort alone guarantees success. But in reality, effort without psychological leverage leads to stagnation. Every time you hesitate to speak up, you hand power to someone else. Every time you avoid conflict to keep the peace. You strengthen the position of those who have no problem using pressure to get what they want. The truth is brutal, but necessary. The world moves for those who command it. It ignores those who wait politely for their turn. The cost of inaction is massive. Missed opportunities, overlooked recognition, and a growing resentment that eats away at your confidence. You start to doubt yourself, wondering if maybe you just don't have what it takes. But the problem isn't capability, it's mindset. Most capable people fail because they underestimate how much power is psychological, not physical. They forget that every room, every deal, every relationship is a quiet power struggle where someone always sets the terms. Look around your life. Right now, where are you holding back? Is it fear of being disliked, of stepping on toes, of appearing too ambitious? Ask yourself honestly, how many times have you let hesitation rob you of a win you deserved? The difference between those who lead and those who follow often comes down to a single decision, whether to act strategically or emotionally. It's time to stop being the one who watches and start being the one who commands. The world doesn't reward good intentions, it rewards results. So let's uncover how the ruthless achieve them. Law 1. Exploit opportunities. Without hesitation, the ruthless understand one principle that separates winners from spectators. Opportunity doesn't wait for clarity. The world moves fast, and hesitation is the silent killer of progress. When most people are still overthinking, analyzing, and waiting for perfect timing, decisive individuals have already acted, positioned themselves, and claimed the advantage. Every second you hesitate, someone more decisive is already taking what could have been yours. Look at the great movers of our age. When Elon Musk saw an opening in electric vehicles, he didn't wait for full market certainty. He built Tesla while others doubted him. When he saw a chance to revolutionize space travel, he didn't spend years writing plans. He launched rockets and learned in motion. That's what separates the daring from the average. The ruthless act before the world agrees with them. They understand that progress belongs to those who move first, not those who move perfectly. Most people lose because they let fear disguise itself as logic. They tell themselves they're being careful, when in reality, they're being controlled by uncertainty. The truth is, no decision will ever feel 100% safe. The environment, timing, and conditions will never be ideal. Power belongs to those who act despite the unknown. Waiting for clarity guarantees you'll be too late when clarity finally comes. To master this law, train your mind to operate under pressure. Use what I call the decision window principle, a fixed time frame to evaluate, decide, and act. Give yourself 30 minutes, an hour, or a day, no more. The goal isn't perfection, it's momentum. Quick action sharpens intuition. The faster you decide, the stronger your decision-making muscle becomes. Imagine this. Two entrepreneurs see the same opportunity. One spends weeks researching, doubting, consulting others. The other makes a move within 24 hours. Months later, the first is still preparing, while the second dominates the market. Power compounds when you move. Hesitation compounds when you wait. The ruthless build momentum through action. They learn on the battlefield, not in theory. Every step forward gives them data, experience, and leverage. Those who hesitate lose energy, time, and confidence. Every missed opportunity weakens their instinct until they become spectators in their own life. Ask yourself, how many chances have you let slip because you were waiting for certainty? How many times have you watched someone less talented win simply because they acted faster? The difference isn't luck, it's execution. Train yourself to act within your decision window. Evaluate fast, commit fully, and adjust in motion. The world doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards movement. The ruthless don't wait for perfect timing. They create it. Like this video if you're ready to move with purpose, and comment below, what opportunity will you act on today? Law 2, master emotional control power isn't just about what you do. It's about how you react. The ruthless understand that emotions are tools, not masters. When others explode, panic, or lose focus, they stay calm, strategic, and in control. This calmness under pressure is what gives them an almost supernatural advantage. Because when everyone else is emotional, they're predictable, and predictable people are easy to control. Think of the most powerful leaders, negotiators, and CEOs. They don't win because they're the loudest or most aggressive. They win because they remain unshaken when others crumble. In high-stakes boardrooms, when tempers rise and pressure peaks, the one who controls their emotions controls the room. The calm voice in chaos becomes the anchor everyone subconsciously follows. That's how power works. It flows to whoever is most centered, while others lose composure. Most people give away power without realizing it. They react instantly, driven by anger, fear, or insecurity. They say things they later regret, make impulsive decisions, and show weakness without meaning to. Emotional reactions expose your mind to others. The moment you lose your cool, you've handed control of the situation to whoever triggered you. That's why the ruthless treat emotional discipline like armor. It keeps them untouchable. To master this law, you must develop self-awareness. Know what triggers you, know who irritates you, what situations make you defensive, and how your emotions surface. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to observe them. Awareness creates distance. When you can see your feelings without being ruled by them, you gain power. In every tense situation, an argument, a negotiation, a confrontation, practice this one simple exercise. Pause for 30 seconds before reacting. Just 30 seconds of silence can change everything. In that short window, your brain shifts from emotional reaction to strategic thinking. You go from being controlled by the moment to controlling the moment. That small pause separates amateurs from masters. Imagine a CEO in a negotiation. The opposing side makes a bold, aggressive demand. The room goes silent. Everyone waits for a reaction. Instead of snapping or defending, the CEO pauses, breathes, and studies the other side. That silence unnerves them. It creates psychological pressure. In that moment, control shifts completely. That's emotional power, calm as a weapon. Start applying this today. The next time someone pushes your buttons, don't react. Observe. When you feel anger rise, breathe and delay your response. You'll notice something powerful. People will start adjusting to your energy. Calmness commands respect because it signals dominance. Remember, those who control their emotions control outcomes. Anger, panic, and insecurity are luxuries of the powerless. The ruthless stay composed, measured, and unreadable. Be the one who never flinches, never overreacts, never breaks. Because in the game of power, composure is your greatest weapon. Comment below if you're ready to master your emotions and command every situation you face. Law 3. Build unseen influence. Real power doesn't shout, it whispers. The most dominant individuals don't always sit on thrones or command with force. They move behind the scenes, shaping outcomes without needing recognition. Influence that is visible can be challenged, but influence that is unseen, that's unstoppable. The ruthless understand this truth. If people can't see how you control the game, they can't stop you from winning it. Look at how the most powerful forces operate in the world. Lobbyists quietly shape national policies without ever appearing in front of cameras. Advisors guide presidents and CEOs while staying invisible to the public, even within companies. The person who seems least threatening often holds the real strings, connecting people, sharing key information, and steering decisions subtly. The greatest leaders don't need credit. They need control. Unseen influence begins with perception. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room. You need to be the one whose opinion subtly guides others' decisions. Instead of demanding attention, plant ideas that others believe are their own. Let them think they're leading, while you're quietly setting the direction. This is how kings are made, in silence. To build unseen influence, stop chasing recognition and start building leverage. Create quiet alliances. Help others strategically, not emotionally. When you make people's lives easier, they become receptive to your ideas. When they feel your absence would make things harder, they start protecting your interests without even realizing it. That's real power, when people work for your goals, thinking they're working for theirs. Another key is to offer value without expectation. Introduce connections, share insights, solve problems, but never broadcast your effort. Influence compounds through gratitude and respect, not self-promotion. Over time, people begin to associate your presence with progress. They start consulting you before making decisions. You become the quiet authority, the person whose opinion shapes actions even when you're not in the room. Here's a practical way to start. Once a week, do one thing that strengthens your network quietly. Offer strategic help, send useful information, or connect two people who benefit from knowing each other. Don't announce it. Don't seek thanks. Just watch how the ripple spreads. Over time, those small invisible acts build a web of influence stronger than any title or public image. Remember, visible power draws envy and opposition. Invisible power creates stability and long-term control. The ruthless never need to boast about their position. They let others do it for them. They influence decisions, shape conversations, and build alliances silently. Ask yourself, are you trying to be seen or to be effective? The world applauds visibility, but it's the unseen that truly governs it. Master the art of quiet influence and you'll never need to demand power again. You'll already have it. Comment below if you're ready to start building influence that no one sees, but everyone feels. Law 4. Outwork and outsmart. Everyone work alone does not win. Strategic work does. The ruthless don't just grind harder, they grind smarter. They know that effort without direction is wasted energy, and intelligence without execution is wasted potential. True dominance comes from combining relentless action with sharp strategy. You can't rely on one without the other. The masses confuse busyness with progress, but the powerful measure only results. Think of the most successful entrepreneurs and leaders. They don't just wake up earlier. They plan their every move like chess masters. Every call, every project, every partnership is intentional. While average people rush blindly into tasks, these individuals study patterns, anticipate moves, and prepare counters before anyone even knows there's a game being played. That's how winners stay 10 steps ahead. They build systems that make victory inevitable. Outworking others means you outlast them. Outsmarting them means you outmaneuver them. The combination of both creates unstoppable momentum. When your competitors rest, you build. When they build, you analyze. When they analyze, you've already moved to the next level. The ruthless don't see hard work as pain. They see it as an investment in dominance. They treat every hour as a weapon. But here's the truth. Most people waste their energy doing things that don't matter. They chase every opportunity, say yes to every task, and confuse motion with progress. The Machiavellian thinker eliminates waste. He studies before he strikes. He learns his competitors' weaknesses, habits, and blind spots, and then builds strategies to exploit them. Knowledge is the foundation of domination. Here's how to apply this law. Each day, dedicate 2 hours not to doing, but to studying. Study your field, your rivals, your craft. Find patterns others ignore. If you're in business, analyze your competitors' products, pricing, and marketing. If you're in a job, study your company's politics, power players, and unspoken rules. Know what others don't, and you'll start seeing openings they can't. Then, combine that intelligence with relentless execution. Don't just plan, move. Don't just move, measure. Review results daily. Adjust your methods weekly. Strategy without motion is paralysis. Motion without strategy is chaos. The ruthless thrive in the balance between both. Ask yourself, are you working hard, or are you working strategically? Are you spending hours doing what feels productive, or what actually moves you forward? The difference between success and stagnation lies in focus. Remember, the world is full of hard-working people still stuck in the same place. What separates the elite is their ability to think ahead while they act. Outwork everyone through discipline. Outsmart everyone through observation. The combination makes you unstoppable. Like this video if you're ready to become both the hardest worker and the sharpest thinker in the room. Comment below which area of your life needs more strategy, not just effort. Law 5. Use scarcity as power. What's rare becomes powerful. What's available to everyone loses value instantly. The ruthless understand this psychological law better than anyone. They never give unlimited access to their time, energy, or attention. They create scarcity around themselves because scarcity breeds respect. People chase what they can't easily have, and they value what demands effort to reach. If you want power, learn to control access to yourself. Look at the most influential figures in business, leadership, or society. Elon Musk doesn't attend every meeting or answer every request. His time is reserved for high-impact decisions. Top investors, elite mentors, and powerful CEOs are impossible to reach unless you bring extraordinary value. Their limited availability is not arrogance, it's strategy. The moment you become too accessible, people subconsciously devalue your presence. Scarcity isn't about distance, it's about control. Most people make the opposite mistake. They say yes to everyone, answer every message, attend every event, and wonder why they're taken for granted. When your attention is spread thin, it loses its power. The ruthless know their worth and protect it. They make their time a privilege, not a convenience. Because when others must earn your focus, they begin to respect it, and you. Here's how scarcity works. The human mind equates rarity with importance. Diamonds have value not because they're the most useful material, but because they're limited. The same applies to people. When you make your energy scarce, your value multiplies. When you're constantly available, you become replaceable. To apply this law, start by saying no more often. Not out of ego, but out of intention. Every yes should align with your goals. Every no should protect your focus. When you control your availability, you control perception. You become the person others wait to hear from. The presence that feels valuable precisely because it's rare. If you lead a team or business, use scarcity strategically. Limit access to your direct input. Create systems where people must prepare before approaching you. The result? They think critically, solve problems independently, and value your feedback more when it comes. If you're in personal relationships, avoid constant communication. Mystery creates intrigue, and limited presence creates appreciation. Remember, overexposure kills authority. The moment people think they can have you anytime, they stop respecting your time altogether. The ruthless master the art of controlled presence. They appear less, but when they do, they dominate attention completely. Ask yourself, are you too available? Are you giving your focus to people or tasks that drain you without return? Power comes from restraint. Value is created by scarcity. Like this video if you're ready to protect your time and elevate your presence. Comment below, what's one area of your life where you'll start saying no today? Law 6. Keep enemies close. Allies closer. Power isn't built by avoiding conflict. It's built by understanding it. The ruthless know that to win, you must stay close to your opposition. Not to befriend them, but to study them. Distance breeds ignorance. Proximity breeds insight. When you know how your enemies think, move, and react, you control the game before it even begins. The powerful don't fear rivals. They monitor them, influence them, and use their information as leverage. Throughout history, every great leader understood this principle. Ancient rulers employed spies not out of paranoia, but strategy. They knew that knowledge of the enemy's plans meant survival. During wartime, generals like Sun Tzu and Napoleon didn't just attack blindly. They studied their opponent's strengths and weaknesses through agents who moved quietly among them. Even in modern times, corporations and governments invest billions in intelligence because power without information is an illusion. In everyday life, this same rule applies. Your enemies might not wear uniforms. They might be co-workers competing for your position, business rivals chasing your clients, or individuals trying to undermine your reputation. The weak ignore them and hope they disappear. The strong engage, observe, and collect insights quietly. Keeping them close doesn't mean trusting them. It means watching them where you can see them. Strategic closeness allows you to predict behavior. When you know someone's ambitions, fears, and patterns, they stop being a threat and become a resource. The ruthless use conversation, observation, and patience to gather intelligence without revealing their intentions. They ask questions that seem harmless but reveal motives. They listen more than they speak. Every word, every reaction becomes a piece of the puzzle. The same applies to allies. Keeping allies close ensures loyalty, alignment, and information flow. Power isn't maintained through isolation. It's sustained through networks. When your allies feel connected, they protect your interests. When your enemies feel watched, they restrain themselves. You create a circle of awareness that gives you control over both friend and foe. Here's a practical way to apply this law. Make it a habit to learn something new about your rivals each week. Study their methods, their language, their patterns of success and failure. Gather information discreetly through observation, conversations, or mutual contacts. Never confront, always absorb. Knowledge gathered quietly is far more powerful than confrontation that exposes your intent. Remember, ignorance is weakness. Most people lose battles they never saw coming because they were too distant to see the signs. The ruthless stay informed. They know where every threat stands, where every ally moves, and how to adjust their position before anyone else realizes a shift is happening. Ask yourself, who are you not paying attention to? Who's quietly studying you while you're distracted? Like this video, if you're ready to become more strategic in how you handle rivals and allies, comment below, who will you start observing more closely from today? Law 7. Manipulate perception. Power isn't just about who you are. It's about who people think you are. The ruthless understand that perception is stronger than truth. The world doesn't reward authenticity. It rewards appearance. If people believe you're powerful, competent, and confident, they will treat you that way long before you even prove it. Those who fail to control perception end up controlled by it. Look at history's most influential figures, leaders, entrepreneurs, and icons. They don't leave their image to chance. They craft it. Every word they speak, every gesture they make, every outfit they wear serves a purpose. Think of how public figures project dominance without ever raising their voices. A steady gaze, deliberate movements, and composed silence communicate more authority than 1,000 speeches. Even in moments of uncertainty, they maintain the illusion of control, and that illusion becomes reality. The weak believe success comes solely from talent or effort. The strong know success also depends on how others perceive that talent and effort. You can have the best ideas, but if you look uncertain, speak carelessly, or present yourself without intention, people won't take you seriously. The ruthless never make that mistake. They treat image as strategy, because in the psychology of power, perception shapes behavior. To apply this law, start by auditing how you appear to others. When you walk into a room, what message does your presence send before you even speak? Does your body language project authority or insecurity? Does your tone command attention or seek approval? Learn to speak slowly, maintain eye contact, and move deliberately. These subtle cues signal control. The more composed you appear, the more people will believe you have control, even if you're still building it. Your appearance matters too. Dress with precision and purpose. Every detail should communicate self-respect and readiness. People unconsciously assign authority to those who look composed. It's not vanity, it's psychology. Humans judge before they understand. And first impressions often last far longer than you think. Another key part of perception control is silence. Never explain too much, never reveal everything. Mystery creates power because people fill in the gaps with assumptions, and those assumptions often work in your favor. The ruthless know that words are like currency. The less you spend, the more value each one holds. Remember, perception builds reputation, and reputation builds influence. Once people believe you're capable, doors open faster. Once they believe you're in control, they defer naturally. Ask yourself, how do people see you right now? And is that image helping or hurting your goals? Start mastering this today. Dress, speak, and move with intent. Control the story before others write it for you. Like this video, if you're ready to take command of how the world sees you, comment below. What part of your image will you refine first? Act 2. Turn weakness into leverage. Power isn't about having no weaknesses. It's about using them better than others use their strengths. The ruthless understand that even flaws can become weapons when handled with precision. Weakness is not a curse. It's a mirror. It shows you where others will attack, but it also reveals where you can surprise them most. The moment you stop hiding your weaknesses and start using them, you stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming its master. Look at great negotiators and strategic leaders. They never deny their vulnerabilities. They reframe them. When facing stronger opponents, they use humility, patience, or calculated surrender to lull others into overconfidence. That's how the weak win against the powerful. The best negotiators admit small losses to gain trust, reveal partial truth to hide deeper motives, and appear submissive only to strike when it counts. What looks like weakness on the surface is often strategy in disguise. Every strength carries a weakness, and every weakness hides potential strength. Your job is to identify both. Maybe you're too quiet. That can make you an exceptional observer. Maybe you lack resources. That forces you to be creative. Maybe you've been betrayed. That gives you insight into human nature. The ruthless don't complain about what they lack. They weaponize it. They turn every flaw into leverage, every scar into a source of credibility. Apply this law by first confronting your vulnerabilities without emotion. Write them down. Study them like data, not defects. Then ask, how can this become an advantage? If you're inexperienced, present yourself as adaptable. If you've failed, position yourself as resilient. If people underestimate you, use their assumptions as camouflage. Power often hides in what others overdo. If you're ready to turn your weaknesses into weapons, comment below. Which of your weaknesses will you transform? Law 9. Control the narrative. People don't follow truth. They follow stories. In every power dynamic, the one who controls the narrative controls perception, emotion, and ultimately, outcomes. Facts alone rarely decide anything. It's how those facts are framed that shapes what people believe. The ruthless understand this instinctively. They don't waste energy trying to prove they're right. They focus on controlling what others think is right. In business, politics, and even personal relationships, narratives decide who wins. Leaders who dominate the story dominate minds. When a company fails, a clever CEO doesn't let the world say, "We failed." They reframe it. "We're evolving." When a scandal breaks, they don't hide. They redirect the attention. "This was a necessary lesson." The truth may be messy, but the narrative must always be clean, confident, and purposeful. That's how empires protect their image, and individuals protect their influence. Think about how world leaders, tech founders, or even influencers rise. It's not only through achievement, it's through storytelling. They create myths around themselves. The visionary, the underdog, the reformer, the savior. These identities become shields that deflect criticism and attract loyalty. Elon Musk, for example, doesn't just sell cars or rockets. He sells the story of innovation and rebellion. That's why people follow him even through chaos. His narrative gives meaning to his moves. To apply this law, start with your own story. How do others see you right now? And how do you want them to see you? Every word, image, and decision you share builds or breaks that perception. Speak in themes, not random statements. When something goes wrong, don't defend yourself with excuses. Reframe the event. Turn mistakes into learning moments, rejections into redirections, and weaknesses into evidence of growth. In private life, this law is equally powerful. During conflict, whoever defines what really happened first often wins the emotional ground. People remember the version of events that's repeated with confidence and conviction. So, when explaining your side of a story, be calm, consistent, and precise. Never over-explain. The more certain you sound, the more believable you become. Never leave your story in someone else's hands. If you don't define who you are, others will, and they'll define it to serve their interests, not yours. That's why those who stay silent too long are often misunderstood, and those who speak with purpose are remembered. In the end, controlling the narrative isn't manipulation, it's leadership. You're not lying, you're guiding perception toward truth that serves your mission. Master the story, and you master reality. Like this video, if you're ready to take back control of your narrative, comment below. What story are you telling the world right now? And is it the one that empowers you? Law 10, exploit timing power, doesn't belong to the strongest or the smartest. It belongs to the one who moves at the right time. Timing is the invisible force behind every victory, every fortune, every empire. The ruthless understand that doing the right thing at the wrong time is no different from doing the wrong thing entirely. They don't rush, they wait, observe, and strike when their move will have the greatest impact. In business, this law separates visionaries from victims. Investors who buy when everyone else is afraid, when the market bleeds, build empires while others panic. When the same stock soars and the masses finally jump in, the ruthless are already cashing out. Timing is the ultimate multiplier of effort. The same action, done 1 month earlier or later, can mean the difference between failure and dominance. Think about how military generals or top strategists operate. They don't fight every battle. They choose their moment. A general waits until the enemy is stretched thin, tired, overconfident, and then delivers one decisive strike. In life, this same principle applies. Don't chase opportunities in chaos. Wait for the moment when emotion blinds others, and move when logic is yours alone. The key is awareness. Most people react. They rush into decisions driven by fear of missing out. The powerful predict. They study cycles, human behavior, trends, emotions, even their own moods. They understand that life moves in waves. If you can sense the wave before it breaks, you can ride it effortlessly while others drown in confusion. To apply this law, develop the habit of watching patterns. Study your industry, your competitors, and even your relationships. You'll start to see moments when others are distracted, when attention shifts, when opportunities open quietly. That's when you act. In conversation, timing is persuasion. Say too much too soon, and your influence evaporates. Stay silent, observe, then speak at the moment of maximum emotional impact, and your words land like thunder. In negotiation, patience is power. The one who can wait longer always wins more. But beware, hesitation and patience are not the same. Patience is strategic. Hesitation is fear disguised as thought. The ruthless use silence to create pressure. They let others fill the gap, reveal their intentions, and make mistakes. Then, with precision, they move. Remember, life rewards those who act decisively when the window opens. Every great success story is built on a perfectly timed decision that looked risky in the moment, but obvious in hindsight. Timing is your hidden weapon. Use it, and you can outmaneuver stronger rivals with half the effort. Waste it, and you'll spend years chasing what one precise move could have won you. The moment always comes. The question is, will you recognize it when it does? Law 11, ruthless focus on results. Powerful individuals don't chase feelings. They chase outcomes. The weak get lost in emotion, pride, or the need to feel good about their work. The powerful only care about what works. They don't cling to failed ideas or defend bad plans out of ego. They detach emotionally and make decisions based purely on results. To them, success is math, inputs and outputs, nothing more. This is what separates leaders from dreamers. Dreamers get attached to the process, to the illusion of progress. They confuse activity with achievement. They tell themselves they're working hard, but can't prove it with measurable outcomes. The ruthless, on the other hand, live by metrics. They track everything: sales numbers, response rates, progress milestones. If something isn't working, they don't complain or rationalize. They pivot instantly. Think of elite entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. When an idea fails, they don't defend it. They adapt. They don't mourn the loss of a plan. They redesign the plan. When Amazon's early strategies didn't scale, Bezos shifted direction without hesitation. His loyalty wasn't to his ideas, it was to results. That's the mindset you must build. Emotion clouds judgment. Pride blinds strategy. The moment you start defending a decision just because you made it, you've already lost power. True discipline is being cold enough to abandon what's not producing value, no matter how much time you've invested. The ruthless treat every project like an experiment. If it delivers, scale it. If it fails, delete it. No emotion, no hesitation. In your own life, this means running yourself like a business. Track your performance the same way a CEO tracks their companies. Measure what matters: your income growth, your physical progress, your skill acquisition. Every week, ask what improved, what didn't, and why. If you can't measure it, you can't control it. To apply this law, create a simple ritual. Every Sunday, evaluate your results from the week. Did your actions move you closer to your main goals? If not, something must change immediately. Identify distractions, eliminate emotional clutter, and redirect your energy. You'll be shocked how quickly your progress accelerates when every move has accountability behind it. The 1% who dominate the world aren't necessarily the smartest. They're the most disciplined about results. They think in terms of outcomes, not effort. They know no one remembers who tried, only who won. So stop asking, "How do I feel about this?" and start asking, "What's the result?" Every time you do, you shift your focus from emotional comfort to tangible power. Detach from emotion. Obsess over outcomes. Measure progress, because in the end, results don't lie, and neither does failure. 12. Transform. Fear into fuel. Fear destroys the weak, but drives the powerful. Every ambitious person feels it. The pounding chest before a big decision, the anxiety of risk, the quiet voice asking, "What if I fail?" The difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary isn't the absence of fear, it's how they use it. The ruthless don't deny fear. They convert it into energy. They understand that fear is information. It signals what matters most and where growth hides. Think of elite athletes before a championship. Their hands tremble, their hearts race, but they don't run from that feeling. They use it. Those nerves sharpen their focus, quicken their reflexes, heighten awareness. The same energy that cripples the untrained becomes rocket fuel for those who master it. Fear isn't a barrier, it's a battery waiting to be charged. In life, fear shows up as hesitation, the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, the fear of embarrassment. Most people waste that energy by freezing, overthinking, or escaping into comfort. But the powerful redirect it. They ask, "What is this fear trying to teach me?" If you're afraid of public speaking, it means visibility matters to your growth. If you fear starting a business, it means freedom is calling, but responsibility terrifies you. The lesson is hidden in the fear itself. To master this law, you must learn to face fear scientifically. Step 1, identify it clearly. Write down exactly what you're afraid of, not vague feelings, specific threats. Step 2, break each fear into parts. Ask, what's the worst that can happen? Usually you'll realize the consequences are smaller than your mind imagines. Step 3, plan countermeasures. If fear is of failure, build a backup plan. If fear is of rejection, prepare responses. Once the unknown becomes known, fear loses its power. The key is action. The moment you move toward fear, the brain rewires itself. The adrenaline that once froze you now becomes focus. Every small act of courage wackens fear's grip until it becomes instinct to use it. The more you face it, the less it owns you. The ruthless know this truth. Fear is not your enemy. It's your most reliable compass. It points directly to the areas that matter most for your growth, your dominance, your transformation. The difference is whether you let it paralyze you or propel you. So the next time your heart starts racing, don't run. Breathe. Smile. That's your power activating. Channel it into motion. Move forward before your mind talks you out of it. Because those who master fear don't wait for confidence. They act their way into it. And once fear becomes fuel, nothing can stop your rise. You've just learned the 12 laws of ruthless, strategic success. Laws that separate those who wish for power from those who command it. You now understand what the 1% already know. Success isn't random. It's built through control, discipline, and the mastery of psychology. From this moment forward, hesitation dies and decisiveness begins. You learned to exploit opportunities without hesitation, because waiting is just another word for losing. You learned to master emotional control, because no one who is a slave to emotion can ever rule their world. You learned to build unseen influence, guiding people and outcomes silently, without ever needing to announce your power. You discovered how to outwork and outsmart everyone, merging relentless effort with strategic intelligence to become unstoppable. You understood the law of scarcity as power, realizing that your time, energy, and attention are currencies, and the less available they are, the more valuable you become. You learned to keep enemies close and allies closer, turning even opposition into a resource of information. You grasped how to manipulate perception, because people don't see reality. They see what you project. You mastered the art of turning weakness into leverage, converting flaws into tools that work in your favor. You learned to control the narrative, because power belongs to the one who tells the story, not the one who lives it. You realize that timing is everything, that victory depends not just on what you do, but when you do it. You embraced a ruthless focus on results, cutting emotion from execution and obsessing over measurable outcomes. And finally, you learned to transform fear into fuel, turning your greatest anxieties into pure energy that drives you forward. These laws are not theories. They are weapons, but a weapon unused is just dead weight. The world doesn't reward those who understand these principles. It rewards those who apply them. Every day you delay, someone else, less talented, less deserving, is using these laws to move ahead of you. So the question now is simple. Will you keep watching others win, or will you start playing to dominate? Success demands repetition. These laws must become instinct, not memory. Revisit them, practice them daily, apply them in your relationships, your business, your negotiations, your goals. Let them shape how you think, speak, and move. Because mastery doesn't come from knowledge. It comes from execution. This is your moment to evolve from hesitation to dominance, to stop explaining and start commanding, to stop waiting and start winning. The transformation begins when you act without fear, think without emotion, and move with strategy. Like this video if you're ready to rise above the masses, and comment below which law you'll start mastering today, because the few who take action become the ones others follow. Subscribe now for more Machiavellian strategies that sharpen your edge, strengthen your mind, and help you build the empire you deserve. Remember, Power is not given, it's taken. And starting today, you take yours back.